Hey guys, welcome to my new video, and this video is regarding Postgres. So in this I'm going to explain what is Postgres, then we will see how to install it, then we will look at the architecture which Postgres follows, and then some of the PSQL commands which are available in Postgres, and finally, since it is a SQL supported database, we will see the SQL queries which we can execute in this database. So let's start. So first of all, we will see what is Postgres and uh, which kind of database it is. So for this, I will take you to the official website of Postgres. So if you write Postgres here, then you will see this is a Postgres official website, and then we go to documentation and we can see that we can read the few points about Postgres, that it is a object relational database management system. So what does it mean? It means that relational that in the database we have several relations, and the data is stored in tables, and they have a relation between them. Those who are new to this RDBMS, for them it's very to explain to understand this. Let's suppose that there is employee we have to create a employee database, so we can set a relation between employee and the department. So we will see that this employee belongs to this department, so we can see here that there is a relation between the employee and the department by the what you can say belongs relation, that employee X belongs to department Y. So this is the basically the relation which we are calling as relational database. So whenever we are creating table, there exists a relationship between the two tables, and thus it is called as a relational database management system. Secondly, what is object meant here? Object means that everything, as you have learnt about OOPS concept, so everything is in this word existing in this existing word is an object, treated as an object. And similarly in this database also, we are treating every table every table as an means a table is created around a object. So here we will say that employee is an object, then department is again another object, and so on. So that is object thus it is called as object relational database system. Now moving on further, what are the various advantages and disadvantages we can read on this website. So let's move to our next point. So what is Postgres? I have explained it a bit, and you can go on further as per your convenience, whatever you want to read in this website. Then we will see how to install it. So to install this, we have a simple command, that is, if you are using Ubuntu, as I am using Ubuntu for my video, so I have used sudo apt-get install Postgres and Postgres SQL, and this has all installed everything for me. So if I do or apt-get install Postgres SQL, then you will see that Postgres SQL is already installed on my system, and along with this there will be certain dependencies, or we can say packages which will be installed. So we need not to take care of that, we just need to do apt-get install Postgres SQL. And if I want to list the packages which is having Postgres, then I can do Postgres, and you can see here that there are few things which I want to highlight, that we have installed Postgres SQL, that is a object relational SQL database supported version. Then we have object relational SQL version 12 server. This is the server which we have installed on our system, and then you can see that there are few client clients which are installed along with this server, which allow us to interact with the server. So basically Postgres SQL works on a client server architecture. So you can see as of now I have server installed on my system, and then we have a client as well installed, through which we will be interacting with the server. So these are the few packages, and then finally I have installed this package separately. So this I will explain you later why I have installed this package. So and here I have used apt-get install since I am already a root user on my system. So if you are non-root user, then you need to use sudo for that. So here you can see sudo apt-get install Postgres SQL, and it will install the server. Here it will install the server and the client as well for now, so you need not to take care of anything else. And this is Debian, sorry, ubuntu specific. Let me move back to my terminal. Here you can see that if I do cat etc press release, then you can see here I am using ubuntu 20.0.4. so these commands are ubuntu specific. Now as I just showed you that architecture for Postgres is a client server architecture, or you can say server client architecture, where we have a server which hosts the data, and client is something which is used to what you can say fetch or retrieve that data from the server. So if you go by official documentation, you can again see that if I go to next page, here it will be this is a history. Let me go to the architecture of this. Getting started, then here I have architecture fundamentals, and here you can see that in database jargon, Postgres SQL uses a client server model. A Postgres session consists of the following cooperating processes. So there is a server process which manages the database files and accepts connection to the database from the client application. So this is what we just saw, that we have a SQL server installed on the system, and then we have the user client front-end application that wants to perform database operation. Client application can be diverse in nature. Client could be a text oriented and so on. So here we have seen that again we have several clients available, like this PSQL and all these things. So these are the clients which we can use to fetch or to get data from this server. So we will look further how we can perform these operations. So this is what clients are, this is the architecture which Postgres follows. Now we will see some of the few commands after installing this. So as I just told that I have already installed it. So now if I do create db first and I say hello, so you can see that what it is saying, create db error, could not connect to the database template, fatal root does not exist. So when I installed my Postgres on my system, then what happened is Postgres internally, or Postgres package internally created a user Postgres for me, and if I want to see it in my system accounts, then you will see that there is a Postgres user present. Now what I will do is I will just switch to this user Postgres now you can see that I am Postgres, and then Postgres. Right now I'm a Postgres user. Now what I will do is I will just do ps. I will run the same command again. Now create db fest. Now you can see that it has not thrown any error and it has created a db fest. Now what if I want to see this database? So what I will do is I will use this psql. And what is psql basically? Let me show you that thing first. So if you will check the manual page of psql, then you can see it's a Postgres SQL interactive terminal, and it is a terminal based front end to the Postgres SQL. So this is what psql is. You can go through the main page further for the details about it. And then let me connect to the Postgres again. So you can see now I'm connected to Postgres SQL. Now it is saying that you have to type help for help because I'm new to Postgres. So what I want to do is I want to check it out what I can do with Postgres. So here it is saying that /h for help, or for help with SQL commands, /? For help with PSQL commands. So if I want to see the PSQL commands specifically, then what I will do is I will do this /, and here you can see many operations. So what I want to do as of now is I want to list my database, so which I have just created. So it is saying list large objects for DL. Then where is that option to list tables? We have this. Then list databases. This is the option. So I will do /l+, and you can see here I have my database which I just created, and that was fest. And there are several other things which are being displayed, like which encoding it is using, who is the owner of this database. Then there are several other columns which we will see later, and then the size and the description. Whatever description we want to feed, we can feed here, but as of now we have just created this database. We will look at the options further. So this is how we can list all the options or the commands of PSQL. And if you want help regarding the SQL commands, you can press /h, and here you can see there are several SQL commands which have been listed, which you can use in this. And again, since Postgres is a SQL supported database, so you can use all the SQL commands here along with the few other commands which are provided by the Postgres SQL. So I will just exit out of here as of now, and I will see what we have done is we have checked PSQL commands. What are the PSQL commands here which are available to us? So we will look into it further in the next video. As of now, I have just shown you how you can view all the PSQL commands, and if you can try with every option whatever is available here, and if you get any problem you can comment. I will be happy to help. So moving on further, finally to the main section, that is we have done the installation, we have done the connection. Also it is always good to check whenever you are starting Postgres. Whenever you are starting, it is always good to check whether your service is running or not, because if after installation your service is not running, then if you will try to connect to Postgres SQL, it will not allow you to connect. So this is how you can check your service and it is active. And if you want to check so this is how you can check the services on your system. You can check the status of any service on your system. Now finally we will check. So here you can see slash question mark on psql terminal will list all commands. So this you can try on yourself. And finally we have the SQL queries, that is that we will see how we can get help with Postgres. So here is a very good tutorial which has been provided by Postgres. So again, coming back to the documentation, here you see getting started, and then we have the SQL language page. So here you can once you go to the introduction, you will see that it says examples in this manual can also be found in Postgres SQL source distribution in the directories as there is a tutorial. So what does it mean? Let's go to Postgres SQL and then go to downloads, and from there you can select your distribution. So mine is Linux and it's Ubuntu, and here you can see that you have package. On the left hand side you have downloads, and then you can download the source and then which particular version is installed on your system. You can download the documentation for that. So right now I have the version SQL select. So you can see here we have a version of 12.9 of PSQL, and if I want to check the version of Postgres, then you can do it. Select version, that is Postgres SQL is 12.9. So from here you can download 12.9. So I have already downloaded it. I can download it again. So if I will click on this, you can get various type of file like gunzip or bzip or md5. These are the checksums, and this is the gunzip or the bg file. It depends on your choice, but whichever you want to download. So I've already downloaded it. So you can see I have already downloaded it on my system, and if I go to downloads, so here you can see I have already downloaded this star. Now what I need to do is I will extract the star. Exiting cannot, operation not permitted. Okay. Okay, let me download it again. From here what I will do is I will download the star. So it is downloaded, getting downloaded. So what we are going to do is we are going to they are saying that tutorial is already provided with the star. So what I am going to do is I will open this. I will go to this folder src tutorial inside this star, and once I am inside this, then what I will do is this I will connect to this DB, particularly my DB, and then what I will do is I will just read the SQL command from this basics.html, and then it will go step by step with the several SQL queries which we can learn from this tutorial. So let me show you this thing practically. So right now it will be downloaded to my home folder. So if I do lstr, then you can see here it has been downloaded. I will do xpjf, then I will, it has been downloaded, and now you can see I have a folder Postgres SQL 10.9. I will go inside this, and then here I will go inside tutorial, sorry, src, and then tutorial, and then you can see here I have several files. So what I will do is I will go by the documentation provided by Postgres. So go to inside src tutorial and run make. So make, I will run make, and make is basically what we can say is a utility to maintain group of programs. So what it is doing is it will compile these C programs. So when I run this make, you will get this output. So we don't need to do anything about this output. And now you can see there are several other files which have been created as compared to the previous one. So this was the output earlier. Now after compilation or running this make tool, we have got various SQL files, and here is your basics.sql file which we are concerned about. So what I will do is I will just connect PSQL and PSQL. What is the use of -s? Let's see that. So what is the use of this option? Single step runniness, single step mode. That means the user is prompted before each command is sent to the server with the option to cancel execution. So what we are doing here is we are connecting to PSQL -c to my DB. Okay, here I need to change to Postgres, and remember you need to use Postgres, because if you are going to use -Postgres, it will change your working directory. So always use Postgres, which will only change your user and keep your current directory intact. So now you are user Postgres, and earlier we were executing the commands using root. So what we have to do now is we have to connect to our database MyDB. This is -s, sorry, this is -s MyDB, and we have to what do you say see what is the use of -i. So we are saying execute commands from this file -i and then file. So what we have to do basically is /i and then file. If remember, if you are in any other folder apart from this while connecting to PSQL, if you are not inside this folder, this will not work, because then it will not be able to find the file. So what is the file name we have? That is basics.sql, and now we are connected to, or we are executing the commands which are present inside basics.sql. And since we have connected to PSQL using -s, it is executing every command, and then it is waiting for us to press enter or to enter X and return, so that we can come out of this. So right now you can see this is the beautiful tutorial which has been provided by Postgres for learning basics. So here you can see the several commands, and you can test yourself if you know these commands, or if you want to learn it, just try to execute it in another window. So here the first command or the first SQL operation which is done is create table weather, and this is a very simple table which has been created. That is a weather table, and it has the following fields inside it. That is city, then lower temperature, higher temperature, then precipitation, this I don't know what is PRCP, and then finally the date, which date it is. Then this will just create a table with the name weather inside our database. So what is the output of this? It has just created a table. Then we have created another table, that is cities table. And to see this happening practically, you can just open another window, I would say, and here you can just change yourself to root. Then you can become a Postgres user and connect to PSQL. And then for your own learning, you can just connect to your database first using /c. Now you are saying you are now connected to database first as a user Postgres, and you can run these commands parallelly while these are getting displayed in this tutorial. This is how I learned. So, and now you can see the relationship. So you can see that there has been a relation or the table created, and its name is weather, and the type is it's a table, and owner is Postgres, and finally schema is public, that is it is visible to everyone who has access to fetch database. Now the another table which this tutorial is creating is creating table cities, and we will create another table. And now if you will do /dt, then you can see now we have two tables. One is cities table and second is the weather table. And you can also see that why I am using dt. So here you can see this is for listing the tables. So this is how Postgres, you can learn Postgres basics. And since I have already gone through this tutorial, I hope you can execute all the commands here, and the meaning is obviously understood by seeing at the commands, like it is saying insert into cities the following values and so on. And then finally we have further commands which are joins and so on, which are getting executed here. And then we have some update related command, and finally we have the delete operation which we can perform on our tables. So you can learn this by executing it on your own in the separate window, and hope you will be able to learn the basics at least from this video. Thank you all for watching this video. If you liked it, do subscribe to my channel, and also comment if you have any problem related to it. Thank you all.